to the channel. We got a very cool one here for you today. Talking a little bit about Knox guitars, which is where we got this very cool Blammo Electronics Tomb Sender, which is just one of the coolest names for a pedal since I reviewed the Heretic Effects Bone Remover, which is still my #1 name for a pedal. And if you've got anything that beats that, leave it in the comments and I will buy it immediately and do a review on it. But anyways, the very cool Tomb Sender pedal, which we're going to start here in all noon position as we do with just about all of our pedals here. But also, big shout out to Knox Guitars, where I got this pedal, for hooking me up with a very cool hat. Always like cool hats. I got tons of cool hats. I've got a Does It Doom hat hanging up right behind me as well, right up there. And since we're going to do a little bit of a, I guess, Tennessee video, which I have a huge head. I don't really wear my hats down. They usually give me a headache if I wear them like straight on. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see the very cool Knox logo on there super well. But for this video, we are drinking Nashville Barrel Company. This is a 5-year straight bourbon whiskey from Nashville, even though it's Kentucky bourbon whiskey. We give them a pass. Distilled in Kentucky, bottled in Nashville. Anyways, this stuff's pretty good. I kind of like it, hence it's, fairly low down. But anyways, cheers guys. So our full Tennessee video. And of course, you can't have a Tennessee video without playing a guitar handmade in Tennessee by the fine folks at Gibson. So this is a 2011 Gibson Studio Deluxe Pro. It has the coil splits and no binding on the top, which is one of the things that I really like about this Gibson. It's pretty cool. No binding anywhere, of course, as you can tell. And honestly, this guitar is super awesome. I love this guitar. I don't use it in videos very often because if you put this on a scale, it does weigh 190 pounds. It is the heaviest guitar known to mankind, and honest to God, it's so heavy, it is damn near unplayable. And that drives me nuts because obviously, it's a Gibson Les Paul. It's awesome. It's a cool guitar. This was actually the first good electric guitar I ever got in my life. Now we've got, 35 more. But this was the original electric guitar that I got after my 96 Squier Affinity Series white on white Strat. But anyways, big shout out to Knox Guitars down in Knoxville, Tennessee. A very cool pedal dealer, mostly pedals in there, which is what I was there to take a peek at anyways. And they are also a Duesenberg dealer. Where are you gonna find that? That's wild. That reminds me of being in Louisville and coming across a dealer for Reverend. It just doesn't happen. That's not a common thing that you see, and Duesenbergs are pretty cool. I tooled around a little bit on a couple of their guitars in there and played some of their rigs. They had some really cool boutique amp setups that were so expensive. But anyways, let's get to the Tomb Sender. This is, as you would imagine from the name, a Tone Bender clone, or a Tone Bender MK3 clone to be very, very specific. It is germanium bass drive circuit in there. And if you really want to get deep into the weeds on the circuit and how they make these things, there are infinite YouTube channels out there that can help you on that. I'm not the guy. All I know is when I hear germanium based fuzz circuit, that's an HM2, and that means we're playing some Swedish chainsaw shit. Now this guitar is in E standard, so it'll be higher pitched Swedish chainsaw shit. And I really just don't know a lot of Swedish chainsaw stuff because I've never really spent a huge amount of time learning Swedish chainsaw shit, but we'll at least get there. So anyways, I started with it on. All right, clean tone. It's a Gibson Les Paul. You guys have heard this before. And I've also got, I forgot to mention, a Gibson pick. Why not? We're all Tennessee today. Lamb of God. I don't have any Tennessee metal band shirts. It's Virginia. Sue me. Neck position. All that classic Gibson Les Paul tone that you would expect. Again, this is a killer guitar. It's awesome. This thing, if it weighed less, this would be one of my absolute #1 played guitars and would be a daily driver for sure. It's awesome. It just does weigh an absolute, just massive amount. All right, anyways, cool things about this pedal. We've got level, bias, tone, attack on there. Those are fairly straightforward. But in the very center, and the reason I actually picked up this pedal, besides the cool name, was the noise gate built in on and off switch. I think that's really cool, and I think more fuzz pedals and drive pedals should have it. But anyways, all the knobs more or less at the noon position. Again, in my opinion, and you may disagree, germanium fuzz to me, Swedish chainsaw. That's just what I get out of it. Like that to me is, the tone, because HM2s are germanium as well. Good stuff. Anyways, let's play with it a little bit. I think it, even on the mid setting, it just calms it down a bit. And we're playing, you can see it in the background of the video on the pedal. This is through the H&K Tubemeister 20 watt. I think when you crank it, it just sounds a lot better, a lot more full, especially when you have the noise gate on. Everything rips and roars on those, pinch harmonics, just like you would expect. We'll show you with the noise gate off a little bit. And just, again, this is the point of a noise gate. Hopefully this comes through on the mic. You can hear just the background noise. I haven't really touched the guitar and it just gets that hum. Which is actually pretty good, because if you've seen any of my other videos, I live right next to a TV station and a radio station. I usually get a shit ton of interference. It's actually not bad. I don't know if that's more on Gibson or Hughes and Kettner or Blammo. I don't know who's weeding that out, but with it on, noticeably kills the hum. I just prefer to leave it on. Alright, let's mess with the bias a little bit. We'll go all the way. I think, to me, cranked out open on the bias, it just sounds really full and heavy. pedal and be back. Alright guys, we got a new camera on the pedal. Sorry about that. First time it's ever happened. Anyways, as I was saying, with the bias cranked all the way open, I think it sounds really good. Bias cranked all the way to the left. I think it reminds me of like turning your tone knob all the way down. And if we turn our tone knobs all the way down, 8-bit almost. But honestly, it sounds pretty cool. Especially go to neck. Volume does drop off a ton. I don't know what the use case is for that combo other than 8-bit and like video games. But anyways, bias to the left is weird. I don't really like it that much, or just really don't find much of a use case for it. When that just sounds so good. Love it. Attack all the way up. Honestly, I don't think this knob does much. Honestly, it's just really noisy. Attack all the way down. Attack down just feels really good to me. Like there we'll go tone down. Again, gives it that underwater quality, just like turning your tone knobs down. Maybe not all the way up. Yeah, I like it right there much better. It's just a lot. It's so over the top. I kind of like, I think, it's real raw. Since I played it in Blammo. One of the best, of course. Not in this tuning, not even on this number of strings, but we'll do it. I really like these kinds of pedals. I think they're a lot of fun. There it is. Again, I don't play this Les Paul hardly ever, even though it looks so cool. It's already like uncomfortably heavy. Anyways, I really like this pedal. I think it's got a shit ton of versatility. You can do everything you want, from classic tone bender stuff all the way through your most over-the-top, decapitated, entuned nails, Children of Bodom, Amon Amarth, whatever you want to do. If it's from Sweden or all of Scandinavia, really, you can crank that shit. And it's pretty baller. So I guess we could do a little behemoth too. I don't think they're from Sweden though. Crank this up. Fire in the Void, one of my all-time favorites. imagine showing up to the black metal jam and pulling out a Gibson Les Paul and being shot on sight. Also a song not in this tuning or this number of strings. Yeah, all right, I think that's plenty of demo. This pedal is awesome if you're really looking for that like crazy high power, just smack you in the face left and right, blow your shit smooth off. The tune sender I think qualifies, and I got it was either 140 or 160, I don't remember exactly, but it was right around 150 bucks. That seems to be the going rate for them in mint condition. You can find them on Reverb and eBay and stuff like that, a little bit cheaper probably. But anyways, again, big shout out to Knox Guitars in Knoxville, Tennessee. One of the coolest guitar shops I've been into, and I've been into a lot. And I will definitely be back there next time I'm in Knoxville, which is hopefully soon because I love Knoxville. It's a cool spot. But check them out. And if you like pedals or Duesenbergs, definitely check them out because where else are you going to find both of those? And yeah, huge shout out to the old Nashville barrel keeping us company today on a very rainy, stormy, kind of shitty Thursday afternoon. So cheers.